Thank you for being here again. I really mean it. I'm George, and every time I record a new video, I feel like this space is becoming something bigger than I imagined at the start. The channel has changed. I've changed. And what we're building here today is more conscious, deeper, and more honest. And this only exists because you're on the other side watching. If you just got here, welcome. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, because what we talk about here isn't just to pass the time. It's to hit you deep, to make you think. And, in some moments, recognize yourself. Today I want to talk about a feeling that a lot of people have, but almost no one says out loud. That weird sense that your life isn't just another one, that there's something bigger happening with you, even when you can't quite explain what it is. A lot of people call this being chosen. I know that term can sound strange, even kind of over the top, but it's not about thinking you're better than anyone. It's about realizing that some people end up carrying emotional, spiritual, or family responsibilities they didn't choose to have, but ended up having anyway. Today I'm going to share 10 patterns that show up frequently in the lives of people who go through this kind of journey. And maybe you'll recognize yourself in some of them, or several. If that happens, it's not a label. It's an invitation to look more carefully at your own story. So stick with me until the end. Maybe this video will help you understand things about yourself that were always there, but had never been put into words. First sign, you can't fake it. Some people just can't keep up a mask. If a situation asks you to act in a way that's not you, you freeze up. It's not even a conscious decision. It's a physical thing. You feel this tightness, this discomfort you can't ignore. And you also notice when others are faking it. That coworker who talks a good game, but you feel something's off. That person who's always posting the perfect life, but you know it's all a front. You see through it with this weird ease. Like, you're at a family gathering and everyone's pretending everything's fine, but you feel the tension in the air. While everyone else plays along, you just can't. Either you tell the truth or you leave the room. There's no middle ground. This means you have fewer friends, but the ones who stay are real. Shallow people don't last around you. And in a world full of appearances, that makes you stand out. Second sign, you want more than this. There's a type of person who never really settles. You know that life everyone sells you as ideal. Stable job, own home, car in the garage, vacation once a year. For most people, that's enough. But for you, it always seemed like a pretty cage. It's not that you're ungrateful or immature. It's that you feel deep down that life has more to offer. More depth, more purpose, more truth. The idea of spending the next 30 years doing the same thing, following the script they sold you, gives you this suffocating feeling. While your friends from school are all married, with kids, following the plan to a T, you're still asking yourself, is this it? You see them happy, or at least satisfied, and you wonder why you can't just accept it and move on. This restlessness doesn't go away. It stays there, nagging at you, making you question everything. Sometimes you even envy those who can be content with the basics. It would be easier, but you can't turn off that inner voice insisting you were born for something different. And maybe you don't even know yet what that something different is. But you know it's not what they're offering you. Third sign, you've been through a lot. If there's one thing I've noticed over the years, it's that people who have a bigger purpose usually got beat up pretty bad by life. And I'm not talking about little problems everyone faces. I'm talking about heavy stuff. Once I talked to a woman who had lost both parents before she turned 20, went through an abusive relationship, lost a job she loved, and still she was one of the strongest and wisest people I've ever met. And you know what she told me? I wouldn't go through all that again, but I know it was that which prepared me to help the people I help today. That's it. The hardships aren't punishment. They're preparation. When you lose someone, you learn about grief in a way no book can teach. When you go through real financial struggle, you understand survival hands-on. When you get out of a toxic relationship, you learn to spot warning signs you used to ignore. And then, when someone comes to you going through the same thing, you don't give generic advice. You give real direction. Because you've been there. You've felt that pain. And you know what it's like to come out the other side. Your scars become tools. And that's why you went through so much. So you could guide others who will walk the same path. Fourth sign, you help others without even thinking. Some people just can't see someone struggling and stay put. You see a friend who's lost, and you're automatically already sharing that contact that might help. Someone's going through something tough, and you're already there, offering a shoulder, advice, a way forward. And the craziest thing is you do this even when you're broke. Even when you're dealing with your own mess, you still find the energy to help others. It's not because you want to look good. It's because you literally can't not do it. You share what you learned the hard way, that pain you felt. It becomes knowledge you pass forward. That mistake that almost destroyed you, it becomes advice that can spare someone else from going through the same thing. It's like your suffering gains meaning when it serves to make someone else's life easier. You don't save everyone, but you clear the path. You light up the darkness. And sometimes that's all someone needs to not give up. Fifth sign, you question everything. Some people accept things as they are. You don't. Since you were little, you were that kid asking why all the time. And that never stopped. When someone tells you it's like this because it's always been like this, you don't buy it. You want to know the real reason. You want to understand the logic behind things. And if it doesn't make sense, you just don't accept it. This gets you in trouble sometimes. Teachers don't like students who question too much. Bosses don't dig employees who ask, "Why do we do it this way?" But you can't turn it off. You don't accept ready-made truths. You don't believe something just because everyone believes it. You need to investigate, think, reach your own conclusions. And that's exactly what sets you apart. While most people just repeat what they heard, you're trying to truly understand. Sixth sign, you're the different one in the family. I've always felt out of place in my own family. And it's not that we don't love each other, but it's like I came from another planet. They think one way, I think another. They want one thing from life. I want something completely different. There was this Christmas when the whole family was gathered. Everyone talking about investing in real estate, getting married, having kids, following the traditional path. And there I was, thinking about dropping everything and traveling the world. They looked at me like I had 3 heads. Maybe you felt this too. Everyone in your family goes one direction and you go another. It could be politics, religion, life choices. They don't get you, and sometimes you don't get them. This hurts, because these are the people who should know you better than anyone, but they're the ones who understand you the least. You feel alone in the crowd. But you know what? This isn't a flaw. It's a sign that you kept your essence, even with all the pressure to fit in. And that takes courage most people don't have. Seventh sign, you keep being good. Despite everything. You've been betrayed, used, stepped on. But even so, you keep helping people. Keep being generous. Keep giving the benefit of the doubt. Logic would tell you to harden up, flip the script, think only of yourself. But you can't. It's not because you're a sucker. It's because your goodness comes from inside, not outside. You know when someone's using you. You're not blind. But you choose to be good anyway. Because what others do doesn't change who you are. In a world where everyone's thinking of themselves, you still think of others. And that's not weakness. It's a rare strength. Eighth sign, you know you have a purpose. There's this feeling that won't leave you. It's like a constant whisper saying you're here for a specific reason. It's not ego. It's not delusion. It's an inner certainty you can't explain, but you feel it. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist, said some people are born with what he called a sense of calling. They just know from early on that they were made for something specific. And you can try to ignore it. You can try to live a normal life, but that voice never shuts up. Like this. You're in traffic, coming back from work, and suddenly this thought hits you. I wasn't born for this. There's something else waiting for me. Or you're at a party, everyone having fun, and you feel like you should be doing something else. Building something, helping someone, creating something that matters. You look at injustices everyone accepts as normal and think, this isn't right. This can be changed. While your friends say, that's just how the world works, you're thinking about how to break that pattern. There are nights you wake up at 3 in the morning with ideas, insights, this clarity about what you need to do. Like something poked you and said, wake up, there's work to be done. This intuition is your compass. It guides you even when you don't have a map. And the more you trust it, the clearer it gets. 9th sign. Not everyone likes you, and that's okay. This is weird, but it's real. Sometimes people don't like you for no reason at all. You didn't do anything wrong. You were polite, respectful, even helped when you could. But still, some people give you the side eye. And the worst part is, you're usually a good person. You're not out there hurting anyone. So when someone treats you badly for no reason, you're confused. What did I do? The hard truth, your light bothers them. When you live authentically, when you're genuine, when you're not faking anything, it creates a contrast. And that contrast hurts people who are living a lie. It's like this. You're being yourself, happy, light. And some people look at that and feel anger, because deep down, they wish they had the courage you have. But since they don't, they'd rather attack you. The more you grow, the more this will happen. Some people will support you. Others will try to bring you down. It's not about you. It's about their internal war. So don't dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Keep shining. The ones who need to deal with their discomfort are them, not you. 10th sign. You believe there's a plan. Some people think everything's random, luck, chaos. You don't. You feel there's an order behind things, even when you can't see it clearly. It doesn't have to be religion. It doesn't have to be God the way they taught you in church. But you feel there's something coordinating, connecting, guiding. You see coincidences that are too good to be just coincidences. Like this. You're thinking about someone and the person calls you. You need an answer, and it shows up in an unexpected way. You go through complete hell, and months later, you realize that prepared you for something that was coming. When everything's falling apart, you don't fall into total despair. Because deep down, you trust there's meaning. That this pain will turn into learning. That this fall will put you on the right path. You're not naive. You know bad things happen. But you also feel you're not alone in this. That there's a force protecting you, guiding you, even in the darkest moments. And the more you pay attention to these signs, the more they show up. So, my friends, if you recognized yourself in several of these signs, maybe it's time to stop and pay attention. You have tools that a lot of people don't have. And with those tools comes responsibility. What are you going to do with it? That choice is yours. Nobody gets it right all the time. You're going to stumble. You're going to doubt. You're going to want to quit. But what matters is not losing sight of who you are and why you're here. Look, I really want to hear your story. For real. If you went through something that marked you, If you have a story of overcoming, of struggle, of transformation, I want to know. Leave it in the comments or send it to the channel's email. From now on, the stories that reach me will also be shared in the videos. Real stories, lived, treated with respect, care, and confidentiality. Stories that can help other people recognize themselves and not feel alone. And I'm genuinely happy you're here again, sharing this moment, this phase, and this process. Remember, when you live with more truth, your presence stands out. Take care of yourself, preserve your peace, forgive when you can, and keep your feet on the ground. If this video made sense, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Thank you for being here. A big hug from your friend George.